Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. Tuesday, the 27th of November. These are the charts of the day. It was a good day price-wise on Wall Street. I wasn't happy with the technicals. With the indices near resistance, I'm still being very, very cautious and concerned at this level. We'll see. Let's highlight some longs and shorts. As you can see, advanced micro devices, which was a favorite of ours after it broke out here in the low to mid-teens, about 13, 14. Then coiled, pop, did it again, and then ran in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave run with the fifth wave here, having a fifth of a fifth, and then a reversal. That's when they came down hard from 34 all the way down to 16. We reversed, pop, formed the platform, and then had a breakdown reversal. And today's gain of 97 cents, or almost 5% on 119 million shares. Very impressive. The declining top line was taken out. What we're looking for in the next day or so would be a breakthrough 22 and a quarter. And then should look for 24 and a quarter and possibly as high as 26 or 8 in that zone up there. We'll see how much of a retracement it might get and what the volume might look like. ANY, spectacular move the last few, couple weeks. It's gone from $1.50 up to almost 9. The big run up yesterday, today an inside day. You can see where there's resistance up in that zone and support down here in this area. I think it's not done yet. Looking at the overall structure, it just feels like a stock that if it gets up through yesterday's high, can run into the 11, 12, 13 zone, something like that. The major declining top line going way back comes in around 11 3/4. I'm not saying we're going from 6.5 to 11 3/4, but this is the kind of stock that could just have one of those spike up days to 9 or 10 as early as tomorrow. Stay tuned. The AR, our swing trade, broke out of a wedge today, popped 90 cents or 4.2%. Volume was 1.9 million. And starting to pick up as it breaks out. Looking at the intermediate to longer term chart, you'll see this is the highest level on Darling since way back in 2013, 5 years. And I'm looking now for a spike run up near the 24 level where my next target is. If we get through that, top of the channel on a parallel basis calls for 27. FRO front line with a nice pop and breakaway gap and moving up 81 cents or 12.7% on $1,000,005. Good volume for that stock. Looks to me like there's resistance up here, but my target is near 8. We get through that, 9. First Solar participating in the solar run up. I'm going to show you several solars today. After a big spike down and snapback, it formed a wedge. This thing looks like it's right at its resistance here, near the 45.5, 6 zone. If we get through that, we're looking at 48, 50, and has much more. But for starters, let's see if this gets a breakout of the right-handed extended V platform and gets going. Minimum move of 8 points should get you to at least 49.50. HM, HC. Pop, pull back, we give you a swing, and then wedged, today broke out. At least it appears it has. Up about 2.6%, not a lot, but my target's now 10 and 12 and a quarter plus. Intelsat came out of the falling wedge today. Actually, the last couple days, you can see the surge of 4 sessions in a row, taking it from 22.5 to 28. The resistance we're going to look to break through is going to be 29.5, 60. That may happen as early as tomorrow. If it does that, looking for 33 or more. JK Solar with a right-handed extended V bottom and a platform breakout, almost an inverse head and shoulders. Big volume of the breakaway gap above the 50 yesterday, today the follow through. There's resistance up at today's high near 12, and it backed off to 11.47. I'm looking to follow through, maybe test that 12 3/4, 13 zone initially. We get to that, somewhere around 14, 14 and a half would be your next target. I think it does have that potential. Good volume coming in. MXIM, a semiconductor, which got hammered back and formed an inverse head and shoulder, formed a platform today, breakaway gap. Popped out. Volume was a hefty 11 million shares. The stock closed up 222 or 4.2%. I'm looking for more upside. First 58 and then 60. But eventually this might make a run back up at these tops in this zone in the 64 range. That's down the road a bit. NGVC broke out a week ago and been coiling ever since, or should I say wedging. Today that wedge seemed to have had a positive inside day, up 63 cents to 3%, but I'm looking for this to break out and run with a target of 28. Reggie snapback. This is a well, it jumped 206 or 8% today, and it closed above resistance just underneath the 50. So we'll be watching that tomorrow, because if this opens strong and or starts to run, I'd want to look at first initially a quick run to 28.5, followed by the possibility of reaching 29.75. So those are the numbers we'll be watching going forward. RUN, yet another solar stock that broke out not only through the declining top line but lateral resistance at this rounding bottom. Well, all I need now is for this to get to 1440, 45, and we may make a run at 16.25. Save, which is Spirit Airlines, had a major earnings report today and exploded for, at one point, about 11, 12 points. It did pull back, but it pulled back to the top of the channel that it broke through. Backs and fills for a bit. My next target 69.70. TSRO remains in place, up 8 days in a row now, and today broke out above the October high, closing right there. The target is 50, 54.5, and then 60. A takeover could take this to 70 or better. And finally, Vivint VSLR also broke out yesterday and followed through today on bigger volume, 2.4 million, up 52 cents or 8%. A nice run through a double top, no less. And coming out of this entire base, I would look for a move to test a spike high back here around 8.25.5 area. We get through that, we're looking at 10, 10.5. That's the long of it. Let's take a look at some short ideas. These are all swing trade ideas going over the last few weeks and months. AAXN, formerly Taser, still weak, dropping today a small fraction, but you can see it's having a tough time here. If it rolls over 42, and eventually probably 37, 42, 37 are my targets. EDIT forming another wedge or flag. You can see it's stair-stepping lower. Today it was off 134, almost 5%. If it drops under 24.5, I'm looking for 20. IIN continues very weak, off just 91 cents today at 2.6%, but it appears to be forming a little mini wedge in here. I can't tell for sure, but it looks to me like if it breaks that, that wedge is bearish, looks lower, and tells me we may be headed, yeah, I would have to say around 23. First, the bottom of the channel at about 26. Intuitive Surgical remains weak. It did bounce back to resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4. If this double bottom holds, it goes higher and you cover. But if this holds it and starts to go lower, I wouldn't put it past ISRG to come down. The juxtaposition of these lines have me focusing on 430.33 here. MED, bear flag breaking, and today slipping some more down 586 at 4% today. Looks like this is in fall away mode. That's the lowest close in about 7 months. This thing looks like it's headed for 115 and possibly at some point lower than that. PII, put a swing on it today. I just don't like the look of this. Breakdown flag, breakdown wedge. Next target, 78.80. And PVH, Phillips Van Heusen, broke the top, rising wedge, came down, formed another larger wedge, broke that pattern, lower lows, looking for 97. And finally, VICR remains in a downtrend after the beautiful uptrend. Reverse formed the bear flag, it looks lower. 28.5, 24, 20.5, all targets. Folks, that's a look at some longs and short ideas. This is HB signing off. Have a good evening.